Everyone, how are you doing? Let us talk about critical thinking today. There is something we're all guilty of. We sometimes neglect our genuine thoughts and we fail to have authentic conversations derived from our own perspectives. Instead, we succumb to the pressure of conforming to popular opinions. We do not recognize the errors in our assumptions. We rely heavily on emotional reactions. We fail to consider evidence. Also, we do not weigh different perspectives. Let me share this discussion between a student and his teacher. Pay attention and see if you will notice the bias therein. A student gave his opinion to his teacher about a public figure. He said, "She has had a controversial past, you know." Then he asked the teacher, "I just want to know what you think of her. Do you like her work despite her bigoted opinions?" In other words, he is implying, do you see her as a person worthy of honor considering her past? The teacher then asks, "What opinion of hers do you see as bigoted? Let us be specific." Note the word specific. At which the student answered, "I've heard she has a history of displaying prejudice against some individuals." Note again, I have heard. The teacher then skillfully dissects the claim and challenges it by asking further questions. The student came to the realization that he had formed his thoughts based on other people's opinion. In giving due regards to his own thoughts, he was able to empower himself to make well-informed decisions. This teacher was able to treat this as a thought experiment. He did not try to impose what is right or wrong or which way to think. He made it a point to teach how to think, not what to think. Does this not remind you of that woman that was caught in adultery and was brought to our Lord Jesus Christ? And then Jesus asked them a question. We should be careful because there are situations that are there to test us, and if not critically dissected, would trap us. Elon Musk said critical thinking should be the first thing taught to kids, and I wholeheartedly agree to that. That is why in my work with children and even adults, I encourage them to question assumptions, assess evidences before them, consider what alternative perspectives there are before we can truly say we have reached a well-founded conclusion. Alas, there is a critical issue in education and society at large. There is a confusion between thinking and feeling. In many cases, individuals may struggle not because they lack the ability to think, but because they misunderstand what thinking entails and how it differs from emotional responses. Of course, we should acknowledge our emotions, but we must also regulate. The importance of maintaining a balance should not be overlooked. Else, it will result in a lack of awareness about how strong emotions can hinder critical thinking abilities. When we confuse thinking with feeling, then we may rely too heavily on emotional reactions rather than engaging in reasoned analysis. This can lead to poor decision making, biased judgments, and an inability to effectively address complex issues. I have seen students struggle academically, not because they lack intelligence, but because they have not been taught how to think critically and analytically. Addressing this problem requires a concerted effort to promote and develop critical thinking skills in education and beyond. By teaching children how to distinguish between emotions and rational thought, how to analyze information objectively, and how to make well-informed decisions, we can empower them to navigate the complexities of the world with clarity and discernment. As we continue to prioritize critical thinking in education, work, and everyday life, we pave the way for a more informed, enlightened, and resilient society. I hope this helps. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.